Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. So this is a lab about IURs, and the IURs are basically the internal utility relays. This is a new term for you guys, and I hope this lab will explain you about this term easily and in an understandable way. So the objective is to understand the operation of internal utility relays and simulate the given tasks in Allen Bradley PLC. So the first thing we are going to do for sure over here, and the second thing, simulation of the given tasks in Allen Bradley PLC, as you are not been able to get access to the PLCs directly, so we are doing this on the simulators. So for sure we'll be simulating them on the simulator of Allen Bradley PLC, and that's Logix Pro installed in your PCs. So now moving to the point, what are internal utility relays? Something that's very important about them is that these do not receive signals from the outside world, nor do they physically exist. So what does this mean? There are some switches like they act as input, and you can turn them on and off according to your choice. But there are some internal utility relays. So what's the difference between the inputs and the internal utility relays? These are that they cannot be directly turned on or off by you like the input switches, like the normal input switches, and they are basically some intermediate outputs of the circuit that you are implementing or working on. So internal utility relays are the intermediate outputs basically that we need to store, and then we need to use them further in our circuits or the models or the ladder logics. That's why these outputs are named as internal utility relays. Okay, so that's why they are saying that these do not receive signals from the outside world, nor do they physically exist. These relays do not exist physically, or these are nothing that you can call to be real ones or something else. These are just the intermediate outputs. What do I mean? I'll explain with an example, so you don't need to worry. They are simulated relays, and they are what enables a PLC to eliminate external relays. There are also some special relays that are dedicated to perform only one task. Some are always on, while some are always off. Some are on only once during power on and are typically used for initializing data that was stored. So what does this all mean? That's the symbol for internal utility relay, but that's an error. It's not a symbol for an internal utility relay, as I've already told you that they do not exist physically and they do not receive signals from the outside world. So that's not the symbol for internal utility relays, and I guess I'll be asking that question in your attendance criteria too. So here are the lab tasks, but before we move to the lab tasks, I'll explain a little more about the internal utility relays. So here's a picture in front of you. So you can see that here's a start switch and then a stop switch, and you can see that IR1 has been named as an output over here. Now if you see further, this IR1 is being used as an input switch to many of these T-on motors and the further outputs. Similarly, in the second part of this diagram, you can see IR1 is also an output over here, and which is being further used as input switches in the further ladder logics. Now IR1 is basically the internal utility relay that's not being directly accessed by us, but is being controlled by a start switch over here, and can even be controlled by other switches or ladder logics that you have in your systems. But it's just simply an intermediate output which is being used as a different input, as a new input to the further different circuits or the components. So IR1 over here is just an intermediate output which is being further used in our system to run it properly and smoothly. So this is what is meant by internal utility relays, and you need to understand the fact that they do not exist physically and they are not directly accessed by us. They cannot be directly turned on or off by the outside world switches. They are just some parts of the switch or parts of the circuit that we need to have output from, and we use these outputs further in our circuits to run the circuits smoothly and to perform the functions. So what are the applications for these internal utility relays? Let's move to the tasks and you'll understand these things better. So in exercise number 1, it says implement binary addition of two numbers A and B, each with 2 bits. So you can see that A is equal to A1 and A0, which represents the 2 bits of A, and B is equal to B1 and B0, which represents the 2 bits of B. Now we have a carry over here, which is represented by a single bit, and what we need to implement is that we need to implement a binary addition of two numbers over here, which are A and B, each having 2 bits. Now if you write down or pen down the truth table of this addition, you will come to know that there would be a carry bit and there would be a sum bit, and you will need to implement the adder, both the full adder and the half adder, through the Logix Pro and using this PLC simulator. Now in this simulator, when you will be dealing with the carry bit, you will understand that this carry bit can only be implemented using the internal utility relay logic. So this carry bit would not be an external switch that you would turn on or off by hand, but it would be something that would be internally stored in the circuit and then would be referred to in the next coming inputs or something else. But the main point is that these carry bits would be internal utility relays, that would be, there would be intermediate outputs that we would be referring to the next coming circuits or the logics, so that the carry information can be transferred to the next bit. Similarly, exercise 2 says implement binary multiplication of two words A and B. Each word is 2-bit as in exercise 1. So what do we have over here is that again A and B, each of these words is 2 bits, A1 A0 and B1 B0. But now we don't need to do the binary addition, we need to implement the binary multiplication. So again we'll be having some carry things over here, and those would be implemented using the internal utility relays. So internal utility relays are the things that are, I again repeat, that are acting as the intermediate output storage components, and they would be used by us to implement these binary addition and binary multiplication. And further many more examples can be given where we have use of these internal utility relays. Now the exercise 3 says an automatic stamp shown in figure 2 works as follows. When start switch is turned on, system gets ready to run. When the operator puts a box at the beginning of conveyor on LS1, and where we have LS1, we have a LS1 over here, the motor runs and the conveyor moves. Upon reaching the midpoint of conveyor, I guess if I can move it to a single screen, that would be better to understand for you guys. Okay, upon reaching the midpoint of the conveyor on LS2, this is the midpoint on LS2, the conveyor motor stops. Then the stamp comes down and puts the stamp on the box. When this process is finished, the stamp goes up and conveyor moves again to the other end of the conveyor. After box reaches to end of the conveyor on LS3, so this is the end, this is the mid, and this is the start, the motor stops. The system wait for the box to get and another box to be placed at the beginning of the conveyor. So this is a process where an object is placed over here, then it stops over here, there's a stamp over here, stamper over here, and then it stops again over here, and the new objects come over here. So if the start switch is turned off, the system cannot run even if there is a box on conveyor. The light on the start box indicates that the system is active, whereas up and down lights indicate that the stamp is up and down position respectively. Develop a LED to control the stamp system. So what you need to do is that you need to control this stamp system using this internal utility relay logic, and you'll implement this on Logix Pro on the ladders, and this is what you need to do in the lab. If there's any confusion or any query, you can ask me and I'll be there to help you out. But you need to remember these things, that the intermediate outputs wherever you are going to need them will be implemented through internal utility relays. These are not something physical, or they are not something actually existing in this world, but these are basically the names or the terms given to the things that we have as in intermediate outputs in our circuit. So like in this system where we have LS1, LS2 and LS3, we are going to have the position of the object or the state of the object as the intermediate output, or you can term them as internal utility relays, IURs. So I guess that's pretty much easy. That's just a complex name to the system that we are operating with or dealing with. So I guess they would be pretty easy to use, inshallah. And if there's any problem, you can tell me and we'll be there to solve the confusion. So that's all about this lab. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.